Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing great. How are you doing, guys? Am I audible? Just assure me everything is okay. It's 9
Yes,
sharp,
everything is
please.
okay.
Yes,
Thank Allah.
yes,
Okay, that's great. Okay, so welcome to session 5 of the Advanced English Language course, Top Notch Book 3. Let's get started immediately, not to waste your time. So, actually, I will start off with showing you your contributions on our Padlet, where we share our assignments. See how it has become like a beehive. Here are our colleagues sharing their participations, the audios, the written works, the worksheets. Okay, here worksheet as well, the written emails. See how many contributions we have on one same link of Padlet. Some people have modeled the intonation part of last session and the pronunciation, formal email, written
This is
pieces here.
because we have the best trainer ever, Miss Marwa.
Oh my God, I'm so much obliged. Thanks a million for that. Actually, always your
God
words,
bless
Miss
you
Samah.
for your effort with us. No, this is your effort. Thank you so much, and God bless you for all you are doing with us. Thank you, my
May
dear.
Allah bless you all. May Allah bless you all. We are just learning from one another and we are just studying together. Okay, very good. So now I want to show you just one model that our one of our colleagues has contributed here. Let's see Miss Samah's the audio file while she was modeling the pronunciation of the three sentences that had the intonation of lists. If you remember last session's content, let's listen to her contribution here and see how she modeled the sentences as if she was like a native speaker. So let's enjoy this together and then we are going to get started immediately, inshallah.
I feel weak and dizzy.
Just a second. Is it audible? Can you hear it?
yes.
Yes, Miss Marwa.
Okay, again. Try. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Just a second. Yeah,
My shoulders, my back. I feel weak and dizzy. I've been sneezing, coughing, and wheezing. I have pain in my neck, my shoulders, my back, and my head.
wonderful. Okay, let's have a look at Mrs. Dua's contributions here. Another example. This one, I guess. Yeah, this one.
1. I feel weak and dizzy. 2. I've been sneezing, coughing, and wheezing. 3. I have pain in my neck, my shoulders, my back, and my hip.
Wonderful. And many other wonderful contributions, by the way, not only these two participations. Okay, so I encourage you and I invite you all to participate and share your posts and assignments and tasks on the Padlet link here. This is our Padlet for the whole course. Okay, see how it's wonderful? Written works, pronunciation, modeling the reading, everything. It's really wonderful. Very good. So let's get started. We are going to tackle, inshallah, the rest of lesson one. Lesson one, part two of unit two. This is a medical unit. And then we are going to tackle lesson two, inshallah. And I'm also including one video of part that is part of the American English pronunciation course. Just mute yourselves, guys, not to have a lot of background noise. And it really actually interrupts the flow of the session. Okay. I'm going, inshallah, to start my session with the conversation model. I love conversations, okay, because they provide like a meaningful context and wonderful expressions and vocab and everything to imitate. Okay, so have a look at this picture, please. What can you see? What do you think going on here? Is that person, do you think he's healthy or sick? Are they having a conversation in a train, for example? Let me check raised hands. Just have a look at it and tell me. Yeah. If you can see, just a second. Okay, raised hands. Miss Mirvat, Go ahead, unmute and speak immediately. Have a look at the picture and tell us. What do you think going on here?
Okay, I think this man seemed to be ill. He is calling work maybe to to have the sick, a call sick in holiday.
Excellent. Excellent. Exactly. Wonderful. Yes. So here we are going to read and listen to someone calling in sick. Calling in sick. So this person is calling his manager at work, telling her that he is sick today. He can't come to work today. Okay, so this is called that he is calling in sick. Calling in sick, and we have been tackling this expression throughout the unit. Actually, this is not the first time to see this expression. Some people asked me if it was like a verb or a noun, and I told them that it can be both. So it can be a verb, call in sick, to call in sick, or a call in sick, it's أجازة مرضي, okay? So you either call in sick, you tell the manager at work that you are sick today and you are not going to go to work, or it's you ask for a call in sick. It's like kind of a holiday, being sick, okay? So let's start immediately. I just want you to read and listen at the same time to that person who is calling in sick. Then we are going to listen again and repeat in the pauses because we are going to have a practice. Everybody is going to practice the conversation model with the partner as we are doing as usual. You are familiar with what we do in conversations like this. So let's get it started. You have the conversation before you rise. I'll just bring the audio. 122. Okay.
Page 7.
Just a second. It's very loud here. Let me lower it a little bit for your ears not to get hurt.
17. Conversation model.
Just a second. Is it audible?
Yes, Miss Marwa.
Yes,
Very good. From the early beginning here and start.
Page 17. Conversation model. Exercise A. Read and listen to someone calling in sick.
I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to come in today.
I'm sorry to hear that. Is something wrong?
Actually, I'm not feeling too well. I've been coughing and wheezing for a couple of days.
That must be awful. Maybe you should see a doctor.
I think I will.
Good. Call me tomorrow and let me know how you feel, okay?
Okay. Now, I want you to listen again, but this time to tell me exactly how does this person feel, to give me an adjective about the feeling of that person. He said certain or used a certain adjective to express his being sick, okay? But he didn't say I'm sick. He said something else. So I want you to listen again and to get me that specific detail.
Page 17. Conversation model. Exercise A. Read and listen to someone calling in sick.
I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to come in today.
I'm sorry to hear that. Is something wrong?
Actually, I'm not feeling too well. I've been coughing and wheezing for a couple of days.
That must be awful. Maybe you should see a doctor.
I think I will.
Good. Call me tomorrow and let me know how you feel, okay?
Very good. Now for questions. Before we listen and repeat in the pauses, I will ask you some concept checking questions to get to make sure that you understood the content of the conversation itself before we practice it. Okay. So now, can you tell me about the word that the speaker used to express his being very sick, severely sick? What did he say?
He isn't feeling too well.
He is not feeling too well. What else?
Feeling so well.
Sorry?
Coughing and wheezing.
I'm not speaking about the symptoms. I'm not asking about the symptoms. I'm asking about the word that he used to describe his being severely sick. There is an adjective here. Let me check raised hands. It's just before your eyes, wallah. New hands, please. Dr. Ahmed Mahmoud, it's a great honor being with us today, doctor. Go ahead. Unmute and speak immediately. Is it Maybe you are not following us. Okay, another participant here. Miss Siham. Miss Siham, go ahead. Yeah,
Thank you. How are you?
you're welcome.
Um,
Everything is okay.
okay. I think he said, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to come in today.
Okay, that's a good job, but there is a specific adjective that he used to express his being severely sick. He's not well. Miss Samah, go ahead.
Okay.
Thanks a million, Miss Sam.
Thank you.
I think he said
Actually,
I'm not feeling so. Yes.
There is a specific adjective here. Have a look at the conversation. It's right before your eyes, by the way. Let me check raised hands again. I'm having here Miss Dua. Go ahead. Thanks, Miss Samah. And Miss Iman Hassanin. Okay. Miss Dua first. Yes. Miss Dua Eyes. Okay, maybe she has a problem. Okay. Miss Iman Hassanin, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Okay.
Is it Miss Dua or Miss Iman?
Yes, it's Dua.
Yeah, go ahead,
So
Miss
I
Dua.
muted
Okay.
myself again to let her talk.
Don't worry.
Okay. I think you're asking about his own words,
Yes, of
right?
course.
His own
Yes.
words. So I can't see any or hear any word that expresses that he's not well. Except I think I will. It refers to that he will see a doctor,
Very
and
good.
the expression. Yeah.
Okay, and what about the expression that she used to express?
She said awful. That must be
Excellent.
awful.
Yes. Actually, I was trying to get you confused all the time, but you seem to be very concentrating. That's wonderful, actually. Okay, so her own words.
Thanks.
Yeah, the manager, I mean, or the director at work used the word awful, awful. That's too bad. That means that's too bad. Okay, what are his own symptoms? What are his own symptoms that he's suffering from?
Sneezing and coughing. Sorry,
Yes.
coughing and wheezing.
Okay,
Yes.
coughing and wheezing.
Yes.
Okay, how long has he been
Today
coughing and
for two
wheezing?
days. For
2 days,
Couple of
2 days.
excellent.
days.
Okay.
A couple of
2 days.
days or 2 days, excellent, wonderful. So, okay, let me ask you, do you think that person, the manager, I mean, the manager at work, is a kind person or a cruel kind of person?
A kind
She's a
person.
kind
Kind.
person. Yes.
And how do you know?
Okay.
She asked him to go to see doctor.
She asks him to go and see a doctor.
She said
What after?
two phrases. Two
Yeah.
phrases. The first, she said, "I'm sorry to hear that something wrong."
Hmm.
So she
Yes.
asks about his health first, or the reason for not coming to work. Then she said that maybe you should see a doctor, and at least she said that call me tomorrow and let me know how you feel. So all
Excellent.
these expressions expresses that she's kind.
Okay, very good. So now I asked you different kinds of questions. Some kinds, most kinds of questions were about specific information or specific details that you will pick up from the reading itself or from the conversation. But what about the last kind of question that I posed here? I addressed you a kind of question. What do we call this kind of question? How do you know? How do you think? What do you think? And what is the evidence? What do we call these kinds of questions and
Is this
methodology?
a critical thinking questions? Critical thinking?
Excellent, 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 excellent. So these kinds of questions, the critical thinking questions, concentrate on the hots or the lots, the high order thinking skills or the low order thinking skills. What
Nice.
exactly?
The HOTS, sorry.
Excellent, excellent. The HOTS, the high order thinking skills, مهارات التفكير العليا, okay? The analysis, the evaluation, the creation. I ask you about the how, the why, the how. I ask you to infer information, to conclude certain information. This is very important in methodology, by the way. And when you ask your students questions, you have to ask, you pose both kinds of questions, the questions that concentrate on the hots and the questions that concentrate on the lots to make sure everything is okay. So now we are going to listen again and repeat in the pauses, okay? But this time to get the rhythm pattern and the intonation of the native speakers, how they model every part of the conversation. Okay, so let's start immediately. Just a second. So let me ask you first before the task. Are we going to write something?
No.
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 No, we aren't.
No.
We are
Okay.
going
Are
to
we
listen.
going to read something?
Yes.
Yes.
Read. We are going to read,
No, we are going to listen
We are
to
going to
listen.
listen.
And what else
and
are we going to
repeat.
do?
Let's repeat.
Repeat. Okay.
We
What after we listen
define
again and
the
repeat?
intonation, and the rhythm of the dialogue.
We are going to imitate the intonation rhythm of the
Imitate.
dialogue. Excellent.
Intonation.
Excellent. What kind of questions am I posing now? What kind of questions now am I posing? CCQs or ICQs? What do we call this in
CCQ.
methodology? Sorry? CQs or ICQs?
Concept,
Sorry?
concept checking question.
Concept checking questions? Really? Do you agree, guys? Do you agree? Do you agree with that? Are these questions that I'm asking you are CCQs or ICQs? CCQs
I.
concept checking? Sorry? Yeah, who said I?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. I, why? Why is it I?
Because I'm asking for what are you going to do to emphasize the orders or the instructions that I give to the trainers or the students
Okay, so
to
now
check
we
their
have to cut.
understanding.
Okay, every time I check that. Every time we discuss this point, the CCQs that I address or pose to my students or learners or whatever to check their understanding of the new vocab or the grammatical point or the linguistic area that we are tackling in today's lesson. We call them concept checking questions, and this is referred to by the acronym CCQs. But ICQs refer to instruction checking questions like these that I have just posed a while ago. I asked you about the task. I asked you, I wanted to check your understanding of the instruction that I gave you about the task to make sure that you know fully, you know perfectly what you are going to do. Okay, so these are called ICQs, instruction checking questions. I'm checking that my instruction are clear to you. Okay, very good. So here we go. These are the ICQs. We're going to listen again and repeat in the pauses. Then I will ask you to practice the conversation model with a partner. So let's get going immediately. This is 123. 123 here. Yeah, this one.
Page 7.
As usual, just assure me that
Page 17.
it is audible. You can hear it.
Yes, Miss Marwa.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Now mute yourselves, guys, okay?
Conversation model. Exercise B. Rhythm and intonation. Listen again and repeat. Then practice the conversation model with a partner.
I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to come in today.
I'm sorry to hear that. Is something wrong?
Actually, I'm not feeling too well. I've been coughing and wheezing for a couple of days.
That must be awful. Maybe you should see a doctor.
I think I will.
Good. Call me tomorrow and let me know how you feel, okay?
Now, do you feel that you need to listen to it one more time to get the rhythm pattern and the intonation before you practice it?
Yes,
That's what
Yes,
I
please.
think.
please, Miss Marwa.
Sure. Sure.
Yes.
Me too. Me too, wallah. Okay.
Page 17. Conversation Model. Exercise B. Rhythm and intonation. Listen again and repeat. Then practice the conversation model with a partner.
I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to come in today.
I'm sorry to hear that. Is something wrong?
Actually, I'm not feeling too well. I've been coughing and wheezing for a couple of days.
That must be awful. Maybe you should see a doctor.
I think I will.
Good. Call me tomorrow and let me know how you feel, okay?
Now, it's your turn to practice the conversation model with a partner. So raise your hands if you're ready to practice the conversation. I will show you the screen before you rise. Don't worry. You will read it and model every part of it, okay? Producing or providing the same pattern of the rhythm and intonation, stress, everything. Okay, so let me check raised hands. I hope everybody participates. We are just learning from one another here. We have come here to practice together. Dr. Ahmed Mahmoud from Qina. Is this hand an old hand or a new hand? Are you ready to share?
Not Ahmed Mahmoud. Mirvat Rashad Ahmed Mahmoud.
Oh, really? Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, Miss Mervat. I'm sorry for that. Okay. So, Miss Mervat, you are with us. You are going to practice, and Miss Shireen. So, the first two participants, the first two colleagues of ours is Mrs. Mervat and Mrs. Shireen. Okay. Let it be
Okay.
Miss Mervat, the first, the speaker A, and Miss Shireen, speaker B. Okay. And then we
Okay.
have more and more participants. Okay.
Okay. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to come in today.
I'm sorry to hear that. Is something wrong?
Actually, I'm not feeling too well. I've been coughing and wheezing for a couple of days.
That must be awful. Maybe you should see a doctor.
I think I will.
Good. Call me tomorrow and let me know how you feel, okay?
Oh my God, that's actually a great job you are doing here. I really like this. Thanks a million for that. Let me check more
Thank
participants.
you.
Thanks a million. I'm the one who should thank you actually. Okay, so let me check raised hands. We have here um Miss Aya and why can't I see the full name? Okay, let me start. Let me try. Miss Aya and Miss Samah Abdul Razak. Go ahead. So yeah, let Miss Aya be speaker A. Miss Aya is speaker A
Okay.
and Miss Samah is speaker B. Okay.
I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to come in today.
I'm sorry to hear that. Is something wrong?
Actually, I'm not feeling too well. I have been coughing and wheezing for a couple of days.
That must be awful. Maybe you should see a doctor.
I think I will.
Good. Call me tomorrow and let me know how you feel, okay?
Wonderful. Perfect. Thanks a million for that. And I can notice that Miss Aya is trying to make her voice weak because she is sick and ill and she has to convey that message. She's weak. Okay, so her voice is a little bit lower. Okay, thanks a million for that. Let me check raised hands again. I have here Miss Ham and who else? Miss Ham and another participant, please. Huh. I was going to share. We need more participations on your part. Ms. Ghaida Abdel Basit. Okay, wonderful. Okay. Miss Siham, speaker A, and Miss Ghaida, speaker B. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to come in today.
I'm sorry to hear that. Is something wrong?
Actually, I'm not feeling too well. I've been coughing and wheezing for a couple of days.
That must be awful. Maybe you should see a doctor.
I think I will.
Good. Call me tomorrow and let me know how you feel, okay?
Wonderful. Thanks a million for that. Okay, are you ready for grammar? Grammar, but not in the traditional way. Actually, in the traditional way, the deductive way, and the most modern way, the inductive way. So I'm going to teach it using both ways here, both approaches, okay? And we're going to analyze how we teach it, by the way. So have a look at this box, please. What's the grammatical point is going to be here? What's the grammatical point going to be tackled here? Just the point itself. What is it?
Necessity, obligation,
Sorry?
necessity,
Model must.
Necessity or something else? Is it
obligation.
necessity or obligation, really? We have the title here. Look at the title.
Model
Yeah.
must.
Yes. Drawing?
Deduction.
Deduction. Deduction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to tackle must for drawing conclusions. Okay,
Conclusion.
wonderful. Okay, so if I am going to teach it in a traditional way, it's called the deductive way, in which the speaker or the teacher stands before the class, at the front of the class, and starts explaining the rule with examples and giving some information about the use, the form, and everything, and the guidelines or the guide words of the rule, and then students practice. This is the traditional way, and we call it in methodology the deductive way. So this is going to be in this video that we are going to watch. But after the video, I have another way for you that is called the inductive approach to teach grammar, the guided discovery approach. Okay, you will enjoy it. It's easy. You don't need somebody to teach you this rule because you are all teachers and trainers. You are the ones you are supposed to teach it for me. Okay, so we're just having a look at how to teach it using the deductive way or the inductive way. Okay, and then we practice some sentences here. So I have a video for you that I want you to watch. Then just a second. Then please write in the chat box. So your task is watch this video on must for drawing conclusions, okay, by a native speaker. It's a video from BBC. So I want you to watch the video and write one example that was in the video. Just write one example having the grammatical point in the chat box, please. Let's use the chat box feature together today. So here is just a second. I have it in, yeah, this one. Yes, this one. Let me make it bigger. Just a second. Just a second. Is it visible and audible? Visible and
Yes.
audible?
Yes.
Very good. So let's start. It's very short, by the way. I may get you to listen to it twice because it's very short. I just want you to listen to the video, to watch it, and write in the chat box just one example that was included or embedded in this video. Okay? Of course, the example is having must or any other word for drawing conclusion.
Everyone, welcome back to English in a Minute. We're going to look at how to use modal verbs when making a deduction. That's when we make guesses about what is happening. Let's look at some examples. Use must when you are certain or almost certain that something is true. For example, Phil's hair is wet, it must be rainy. Use can't to say when you are certain something is not true. For example, Phil's hair is wet, it can't be sunny. We can use might, may, or could to talk about possibility. Let's look at some examples. Sam is late for work. We don't know why Sam is late, but we can make a guess. For example, her car could be broken. Another possibility is she might still be asleep. One final possibility now. There may be a lot of traffic. Well, it must be time to finish now. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Okay, now you are going to listen to it one more time to get the full picture, okay? Because it has been too fast.
Welcome back to English in a Minute. We're going to look at how to use modal verbs when making a deduction. That's when we make guesses about what is happening. Let's look at some examples. Use must when you are certain or almost certain that something is true. For example, Phil's hair is wet, it must be rainy. Use can't to say when you are certain something is not true. For example, Phil's hair is wet, it can't be sunny. We can use might, may, or could to talk about possibility. Let's look at some examples. Sam is late for work. We don't know why Sam is late, but we can make a guess. For example, her car could be broken. Another possibility is she might still be asleep. One final possibility now. There may be a lot of traffic. Well, it must be time to finish now. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Okay, do you need to listen to it for the third time? I have no problem with it.
No, thanks.
No, that's enough. Okay, wonderful. Okay, great. Just a second. Now let me check the chat box. I see some contributions here. Use the chat, please, to write one of the examples that came in. Okay, where's the chat? Pits here. I need, yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, here, yeah.
Marwa, please. The chat is
Yes.
not available for me.
It's not available for me too.
Okay, what about the others? It's some people wrote here in the chat. I can see the chat here. It's enabled. Wallahi, I have.
No, it's unavailable for me, Miss Marwa.
Unavailable for me too.
Okay, but it's available for other participants here, other colleagues of mine here. See how they
Maybe
wrote the
something wrong with
examples? Maybe something wrong with the connection. Sometimes it doesn't show. Look here. We're having some wonderful contributions in the chat box. Okay, for our colleagues who don't have the chat enabled, you can unmute and speak, but after I read the contributions here, or maybe it would be repeated. I hope not. So let me check. Miss Dua says she might be asleep. Wonderful. Okay, Miss Nahid says she might be asleep. It must be rainy. It can't be sunny. 3 examples. Wonderful, Miss Nahid. Thank you so much. Miss Dua asked again. Pits here is the wet. It must be rainy. Excellent. Pits here is wet. It can't be sunny. Wonderful. Mrs. Mervat, Dr. Mervat, Phil is wet. It must be rainy. Excellent. Okay, Mrs. Iman, Pets here is wet. It can't be sunny. Excellent. Miss Maha, Phil's hair is wet. It can't be sunny. Mrs. Mervat again. Sam is late. Her car might be broken. Wonderful. Her hair is wet. It must be rainy. Miss Amal, thanks a million for that. Wonderful contributions and examples here. So I can see that Miss Shireen is raising her hand. Is this an old hand or Miss Hanan and Miss Shireen? So Miss Shireen first and then Miss Hanan. Unmute and speak. Okay,
Yes.
Miss Shireen, yeah. Go
I
ahead.
can say the sentence which I wrote. It must be rainy. It can be sunny. Her car could be broken. She might still asleep.
Excellent. Thanks a million for that. Correct. 100% correct. What about Miss Amal?
Thank you.
Miss Hanan, sorry. Yeah, Miss Hanan.
Yes. Some is late to work. There might be a lot of traffic.
Excellent. Any other participants here? Thanks a million, Miss Hanan. Any raised hands, guys, before we go on? No. Okay, wonderful. Thanks a million for that. Okay, so let's continue our work. I have another way of getting this grammatical point. So just a second, I'll bring that file for you. The guided discovery, the inductive grammar. Yes. So can you see the screen well?
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
So this is the grammatical point, which is modal with must for drawing conclusions. It's for must with must and others, by the way. Okay, it's not only must, but every word conveys certain meaning, but the concentration is on must at this part of the lesson. So here I want you to look at these examples. We have two short conversations. The first conversation, we have speaker A and speaker B. You are going to read that. We have another conversation, conversation two, speaker A and speaker B. You are going to read this conversation too. Then I'm going to ask you questions on the first conversation and the second conversation. So first, you have, I guess, 1 minute to read the first conversation many times. Read it many times to get the meaning of the context itself. Okay, so start now. Read conversation one only.
The page is blank for me, Miss Marwa. I can't
Sorry?
see anything. The
It's
page is blank. I can't
really
see
okay.
anything.
What about the others?
It's obvious.
What,
I can
It's
see.
okay.
I can see.
okay, so Miss,
See,
I think you have,
mm,
yeah, you have a technical issue.
a bad connection.
You
Yes.
can
You
just log
can log
out
out.
and join us. Log out and log in again. Okay, rejoin us. Okay,
Okay.
that would be better.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
try this. Okay, I hope everything is okay. Continue. Just continue reading conversation one. So let me ask you first. What's the problem with the speaker A? What's wrong with him? What's going on? What's the problem
He,
he's suffering from?
he broke
He
his
has a
teeth.
broken tooth.
Very good. Okay, he broke his tooth. Okay, is he feeling well now? We don't know, of course. We haven't
No.
seen him, but we just conclude or infer. Okay, so speaker A expects that that person is, or this case must
Hurt.
hurt. Yes, that's it. Yes. So the
be in
speaker A
pain.
must be in pain, right? Must be in pain, right? Very good.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Now I want you to look at example one in the chart, this one that we have been reading a while ago, and complete the grammar rule. We were going to look at the example, conversation one, and complete the grammar rule. Sentence here, I want you to complete. Use blah, blah, blah. I don't know what is this blah, blah, blah. And the base form of the verb, he means the infinitive, whatever infinitive you want, to indicate that you think something is probably true. So we use what expression, what word? Excellent. 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 Must. Must. This is the word. This is the word that we are tackling here. The grammatical point itself. We use the must and we follow it by the base form of the verb or the infinitive kind of verb, whatever verb you would like to apply or use. Okay. So is it the meaning here or the rule that we are trying to complete or deduct or infer or conclude from the context? Is it the meaning or the rule? Excellent. Excellent. So maybe I ask you to model the conversation, sorry, the pronunciation too. That must hurt. Repeat after me. That must hurt. That must hurt. That
That
must
must
hurt.
hurt.
Very
That
good.
must hurt.
That must hurt.
Wonderful.
That hurt.
Excellent. And in connected speech, you must say must in connected speech. You are not supposed to say must hurt. You can say must hurt. Must
Must
hurt.
hurt.
Yeah, this is
Hurt.
elision. You omit what the ta. You omit the ta to connect the words together in connected or fast speech. Okay. All right. This is for pronunciation of the rule. So we got the meaning from the context, the conversation, and we got the rule. Guys, mute yourselves. And we got the rule. We inferred the rule or concluded the rule here by completing this sentence. And I asked you to repeat after me to model the pronunciation. So this is the meaning, form, and pronunciation. But did I tell you about these points, or you inferred everything? You deducted the rule and the meaning and everything. How do you see that? Is
We
it
deduct.
you
Deduct.
deducted? Excellent. Excellent. You inferred the rule, the meaning, and everything. Okay. How did you deduct the meaning? How did you infer the meaning here? Through the
Conversation.
Context.
Conversation.
Okay, context, the conversation. The conversation provided you with a meaningful context that you could understand the meaning of the grammatical point being tackled in today's lesson, for example. Okay, this is called guided discovery approach, or sometimes they call it inductive approach of teaching grammar. So let's complete that part. Please read conversation 2. You have 1 minute to really read it many times, as much as you can. Okay, and because we're going to complete this sentence. Yeah, start now. Conversation 2. Just mute yourselves, please. That's great. Just mute yourselves, guys, please. I have to mute everybody. I'm sorry for that, because you have a lot of background noise, not to interrupt the flow of the session. Okay, read conversation 2. And we are having here that's great. Now, look at conversation 2, please. We have 2 speakers. What's going on with the speakers in conversation 2? What's the problem exactly? Is there a problem?
Oh,
Is
it's
there
not an
a...
emergency.
Excellent.
No, there
So
is
yeah,
no.
Allah's great. Okay, we have the adhan. Okay, so the doctor said I should come in next week, not now. Very good. So is it an emergency? Something very emergent? Something
No.
very
No.
important?
No.
Something that needs... Okay, does it need some medical attention, quick or fast,
No.
or
No.
yeah, or instant medical attention? No, it's not an emergency. But we are not 100% sure, of course, because we are not there in the situation. Okay, we even don't see them. We just infer, we just conclude that.
Deduce.
Yeah, we just deduce that. Okay, so, oh, good. It must not be an emergency. It must not be an emergency. Please give me another word that we can use instead of must not. Exactly the same. Excellent. Excellent. It can't be an emergency. It cannot be an emergency. We either say it must not be an emergency, or it can't be an emergency. Excellent. So this is for the meaning. Okay, what about the rule itself? So I have here a statement that I want you to complete. I want you to complete the grammar rule from the context. Add
No.
blah blah.
Not.
Must not.
Just a second. We will read the statements to the end. Okay, just don't be in a hurry. Add, I don't know what is add what, before the main verb in the sentence to form the negative with must. To form the negative with must. What is that thing
Not.
that we add? Excellent.
Not.
Excellent. Excellent. So add not before the main verb in the sentence to form the negative with must. Very good. Or add not before the main verb in the sentence to form the negative with can. With can, actually, we pronounce it can. Okay, very good. Very good. So this is the rule. So you can pronounce it. Please repeat after me. It must not be an emergency. It must not be an
Must not
emergency.
be an emergency.
Excellent.
Must not be an emergency.
It must not be an emergency. It must not be an
It must
emergency.
not be an emergency.
An emergency. Again, I'll ask you a question here. How did you know the meaning of this grammatical rule? How was the meaning clear? How did I provide you the meaning of the rule? Through?
From the context
Through
of the
the
conversation.
Excellent. Through providing you with a meaningful context that is via the conversation, that is easy, understandable, and really clear words or expressions. Okay, very good. Then I asked you for the rule. Did I tell you about the rule myself, or you inferred the rule?
We inferred.
We inferred.
Excellent. And very good. What about the pronunciation of the grammatical point itself? Did we practice it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. So we applied this model MPF or MFP, the meaning, the form, the pronunciation, or the meaning, pronunciation for. Okay, but this is actually I didn't tell you about. It's you inferred it. It's inductive, guided discovery approach of teaching grammar. I have something that is really enjoyable for us. It's time for the practice, but this time with the digital tools, the ICT tools. A game on the internet that we're going to play together. It's a game on that rule. Okay, actually, it's not only on that rule. You studied that we can say we can use may, might, and could for what? For certainty, for something that is most likely to happen, or for possibility. Possibility. Yeah, this word was excellent. This point was tackled in the video. Very good. So now I have a game for you that we are going to play together. I hope you enjoy it. This is ICT tools, the information and communication technology tools, the games on the internet. Just a second, each one of these. Not this one, yeah, this one. No, just a second. Yeah, this one. Let's start. You need to unmute and just say the answer. I'm not going to refer back to the participants and raise hands and everything. No, yeah. Who is going to read this one? I need one participant only. Yeah.
Can I say it?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead, one participant. One participant to go ahead.
Okay, may I say
Okay,
it?
look at this. Okay.
Early bird, just say. أول حد يعني early bird أول حد قال go ahead.
Okay. Look at these clouds. I think it's rain. Answer or just read?
Of course, answer.
Thank you. Look at that clouds. I think it must rain.
Okay, with nature in particular, because we can't control nature. We can say it's certain. It's I think it's almost So yeah.
Might.
Okay. Why? Sometimes might refers to another word.
May rain or not?
Okay, so I'm not sure about anything concerning nature and this heavenly things that take place. I'm not sure about anything. I never sure. I can't expect. So it might referring to he means I think it will rain. Okay. This example in particular is really special. Question number 2. Read and answer. Think before you answer, okay?
Can I go ahead?
Of course.
This is impossible. It can't be the answer.
Excellent. Thanks a million for that. Who is going to share? Just think before you read and answer, okay? Don't worry, take your time.
Okay, can I?
Of course, yeah, go ahead.
Well done. You must be very pleased.
Okay. Excellent. Thanks a million for that. Another participant for the next sentence. Just read it first, think about it before you express yourself, okay? Yeah,
Can I say it?
Maybe.
May I?
Of course, yeah.
Maybe.
The early bird. No, just read the sentence and answer. For us to read it too.
Okay, may I?
Okay, yeah.
I have no idea where Jane is. She may be anywhere.
Excellent. Thanks a million for that. Okay, and this one, think before you express yourself, okay?
Can I say it?
Sure.
Can
yeah.
I?
Read
I just don't
first.
need the repeated participations. The one who participated, so let the floor to the others, okay? All right? For us all to share, okay? Yeah. So the one who is going to share. Yeah. Who is it?
Yes.
What about our colleague who was about to say it?
Can I?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Can I say?
Let our
I may
female
not
colleague go ahead. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I may not be able to get there in time.
Excellent. See how this person seems to be in a problem? Very good. Okay, that's David. He doesn't have a bike. That
Yes.
David.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a bike. Mr. Sayed, is it Mr. Sayed?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Sayed.
That can be David. He doesn't have a bike.
That can't be David. He doesn't have a bike. So I'm almost sure that this is not true. Excellent. What about this one? Let's read it. Lisa isn't here yet. She on her way.
Can I share?
Of course, go ahead.
Okay.
Lisa is not here. She must be in LA.
Excellent. Excellent. Thanks a million for that. And your accent, by the way, is wonderful. Thanks a million, our dear colleague. Okay, so what about this one? You're welcome. There is someone at the door. It's the
Can
postman.
I?
Of course, we don't see who is by the door, okay? Or who is behind the door. We don't see. So
Okay.
go ahead, Ms. Dua.
There is someone.
Yes. Okay. There is someone at the door. It may be the boss.
Very good. Why? Why is that? Why don't you just say
Because
it
I'm not
must be?
sure.
Mustn't be.
I can see him. So I don't know him.
Okay, very good. Sorry, out tonight. I have to finish a report for tomorrow. Just a second. Let's understand it fully. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. Yeah. Okay. The early bird who said can I is going to answer, but just let us think together. Sorry, I out tonight. I have to finish a report for tomorrow. I can't come. I may
May
not
I?
come. Okay. Yes, sure. Yeah.
Sorry, I can't come.
Sorry, I can't come out tonight. I have to finish
I
a
have to
report.
finish a report tomorrow.
Excellent. Thanks a million for that. How did you find the game? Enjoyable, fun, whatever.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting and funny.
Thanks. Okay,
Wonderful.
I have excellent. I have another activity for you here that is part of the lesson. Just a second. Yeah, this one. Okay. So we have here, as you can see on the screen, we have 4 sentences, 4 short conversations that you are going to read and complete using must or must not. Must or must not. Of course, must not, you can replace it with can't if you would like to do this. Okay, they are the same. Can't or must not, they are the same. So now you have 2 minutes to read the short conversations, 1, 2, 3, 4, and complete uh, the 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 spaces here. You complete the conversations by using must or must not. So take your time. You have 2 minutes. Okay. So now, how many minutes do we have?
4.
4 minutes.
2.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Yeah, that's it. 2 minutes. How many conversations do we have?
4.
4.
Okay. So okay, what's the expressions that I'm going to use to complete the conversations? May
Must or
Mustn't
must
or
not.
can't.
Must
excellent.
not.
Mustn't or can't.
Very good. So must not, or can't. Excellent. So start immediately. This has been some kind of some ICQs just to check your understanding of the or the clearliness of the instructions. Okay, start. You have 2 minutes for that. Then we tackle them chorally together. Okay, take your time. Now I guess the 2 minutes are over. Let me check raised hands. We're going to start with the first conversation only. Miss Shireen, is it an old hand or from the last activity? Sorry, is it an old hand or a new hand?
New one.
You won. So Miss Shireen, the early bird, as I always say, the early bird is going to share. Miss Shireen, conversation 1.
You look awful. You must be in a lot of pain.
Excellent. You look awful. Okay, you must be in a lot of pain. He says, I am. Yes, he is in a lot of pain. Excellent. Let me check raised hands, and I need new colleagues of ours. Let me check that. We have Miss Amal, Mr. State. Okay, so Miss Amal, you are going to tackle number 2, to answer number 2. Miss Amal.
Okay. Gray just called. He has a bad headache. Too bad. He mustn't want to go running. Mustn't
Excellent.
want to go running.
He must not or mustn't want to go running. You can either use another word for mustn't, which is
Can't.
of course, he can't. He can't want to go running. Excellent. What about conversation number 3? I'm in perfect health. Okay, very good. Okay, let me check raised hands. I need new hands, wallahi. I hope that everybody participates. You are here to learn from one another. Just that. So I have Miss Nahid. Miss Nahid are going to tackle or answer number 3, and Miss Hanan is going to tackle or answer number 4. Okay, so yeah, number 3.
Okay. Hello.
Wow.
My doctor says I am in perfect health. That's great. You must feel really good.
Excellent. See how she elided the t as well when she pronounced the must feel, because we have t consonant and f in feel. Consonant, two consonants following one another, and to make them connected, we use the elision saying must feel, must feel. This is easier to pronounce. And the answer is correct, 100% correct. You must feel really good. Excellent. What about Miss Hanan?
Did you call the dentist? Yes, I did, but no one's answering. She can't in today.
She can't.
Can't be in today.
Excellent. She can't be in today. What if I ask you to omit or delete this in and use out and rewrite the sentence? So the example is going to be, yes, I did, but no one is answering. She,
Must be.
out.
Must be
Excellent.
Must
Excellent.
be.
She must be out. She must be out today. Excellent. Very good. Okay. Now I have some excellence. Yes, I've tackled this one. I'm not going to tackle another grammatical point today because two bows in to the head actually are painful. So now with the vocabulary items. Of course, I told you before that this unit is medical. This is unit 2 of the course. We have tackled unit 1. Unit 1 was different from unit 2. Unit 2 is medical. It's about health matters. So now we have some vocabulary items that we are going to read, understand, and repeat. We're going to listen many times as usual. You are familiar with it. And then we practice reading them and repeating them in the pauses. Now have a look at these pictures, please. Every picture indicates one word. Okay, as this. Just mute yourselves, please. Let me mute everybody because there are, I guess you muted yourselves. Yes, you muted yourselves. Thanks a million for that. Okay, every picture here indicates or refers to a certain word, medical word. Okay, these are the medical procedures. So the vocabulary items for today's lesson refer to the medical procedures. In a certain situation, if we are having like a medical case, what we are going to do? What are the procedures, the medical procedures that we are going to take? Okay, so these are some words that refer to that. So please have a look at the first picture. Do you think that this woman is suffering from something? What does it need?
Yeah.
Sorry, what does she need?
Chicken.
Check
Need a
up.
checkup.
She needs a checkup. She went to see the doctor to check her, to examine her. So this is a checkup or an examination. Okay, what about the second person? What do you expect he's having here or suffering from? And
He's
what's the
having an
medical procedure?
injection.
Injection.
Taking a
What
painful injection.
what do you think he's suffering from? What are his symptoms supposed to be? Or what are the medical procedures that are being done with him?
Maybe having a
If you have a
vaccine.
cold.
Maybe he has a cold. Okay. Maybe he has caught cold. He has the flu. And he needs, what's that? What does he need
Shot.
here? He needs a
Shot.
shot or an
Injection.
injection. Okay. So what about the third patient here? What's going on? Is that kind of medical procedure done with a woman who is pregnant, for example, in the third picture?
No.
No.
No,
Yes or no?
no.
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 So it's a male patient, right? What part of the body that he has a problem in?
Just
Where
heart,
in his
just
ده
chest.
Stomach.
stomach?
Heart,
Really?
chest.
Stomach or
No,
chest?
the heart.
The chest.
Okay,
Heart.
just a second.
Heart and chest.
So look at this word. What is an ECG or EKG? The physicians sometimes call it ECG or EKG. It's an electrocardiogram. اللي هو in Arabic. What do we call it
Yes.
in Arabic? رسم.
رسم
رسم
قلب.
قلب.
رسم القلب.
That's it. That's it. Exactly. That's it. So this person is suffering from a problem in the heart, and he's having like an EKG or an electrocardiogram. Okay. Is that clear from the picture? Is that clear from the picture? It's having like,
Yes.
Yes.
yeah. This is an EKG. Sometimes they call it ECG, an electrocardiogram. What about this? The fourth picture. It's an X-ray. What do you think the
X-ray.
problem with the patient is? What are the symptoms with this? What's the problem with this patient?
Maybe
He
his
has
bones
a
Broken
broken.
hand.
hand.
Maybe he has
Bone.
Broken arm.
maybe he has a broken arm or a broken hand. Maybe.
Or
Okay,
has
so he's
some
having an
pain in his bones.
yes,
Fingers.
yes, or even the nerves, whatever. He is going to have an X-ray. Wonderful. Okay, so what about the last one? The last
Blood
one.
test.
Blood
It's a blood
test.
test. Okay. What do you think this patient is suffering from? What do you think this patient may be suffering from?
Maybe it's
Getting
just a monthly checkup.
Just a checkup? Maybe he's anemic.
Maybe.
He's suffering. Maybe
Anemic.
he's yes. Okay. Maybe he's dizzy.
Check for driving
Do you
license.
remember? Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, we remember it.
Okay. So
Examine for driving license.
it's just an examination for the
Drugs.
driving license. Excellent. So this is one suggestion here.
Just
Okay.
search for there's
Maybe
drug
he's
or no.
donating for
Sorry.
donating
Witness
blood
list.
donation.
Donator.
Yeah, he's just donating his blood to somebody else. Okay, we'll see, of course. But this is, by the way, a blood test. This is before donating his blood, maybe. Okay, let's see. So many suggestions are accepted here. I'm not just trying to check your understanding of the every word. These are CCQs, by the way, concept checking questions. So let me first ask you, what's the tool or what's the way or approach or what tool did I use or the book use here to present the meaning of every word?
Photos.
The picture.
Excellent. 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 So you got the meaning from the picture. So this is one way of presenting the vocabulary of today's lesson. Okay, wonderful. And now I asked you, of course, to check your understanding. I asked you CCQs, and maybe you find the form here. These are the words, how they are spelled. You know that it's a noun or a verb or whatever from the articles used before it or before them. Okay, so this is the form. And now for pronunciation, you are going to read and listen at the same time. Okay, and then you are going to listen again and repeat in the pauses. This is what we do every time we tackle the new vocabulary items of the lesson. Okay, so now you are going to read the words and listen to them at the same time. Then you are going to listen again and repeat in the pauses. So let's get started. It's activity 124. Yeah, Let me just bring it. I have it here. 124. Okay. Where is it? This one. Yeah.
Page 18.
Just a second. Is it audible? Can you hear it?
Page
Yes.
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 Thank Allah.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Okay.
18. Vocabulary. Medical procedures. Exercise A. Read and listen.
A checkup. An examination.
A shot. An injection.
An EKG. An electrocardiogram.
An X-ray.
A blood test.
Now listen again and repeat.
A checkup. An examination.
A shot. An injection.
An EKG. An electrocardiogram.
An X-ray.
A blood test.
Now you will read and listen again, okay? And then you are going to listen again and repeat. So we're going to repeat that one more time for you to make sure everything is okay and you acquire the pronunciation fully and the accent also fully. By the way, it's the American accent. For people who have just joined us or if this is their first time to join us, this course is actually utilizing or providing the American accent. Okay, but the video of the BBC of the grammatical point was in the British accent, by the way. This is something else that I utilized. So let's listen again, read and listen, then listen again and repeat in the pauses.
Page 18. Vocabulary. Medical procedures. Exercise A. Read and listen.
A checkup. An examination.
A shot. An injection.
An EKG. An electrocardiogram.
An X-ray.
A blood test.
Now listen again and repeat.
A checkup.
A checkup.
An examination.
A shot. An injection.
An EKG. An electrocardiogram.
An X-ray.
A blood test.
Okay, now I need somebody to read these words for us, okay, to practice saying them.
Can I?
Yes, sure. The first one to say can I? The early bird.
Okay. Okay. A checkup, an examination, a shot, an injection, an EKG, an electrocardiogram, an X-ray, a blood test.
Excellent. Thanks a million for that. The other one to say can I, okay? The second
Can
early
I?
bird.
Can I?
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
A checkup, an examination, a shot, an injection, an EKG, electrocardiogram, an X-ray, a blood test.
Wonderful. Thanks a million
Can
for
I?
that. Who's going to share? Yeah, go ahead.
Can I?
Yes, sure.
Okay. A checkup, an examination, a shot, an injection, an EKG, an electrocardiogram, an X-ray, a blood test.
Perfect. Thanks a million for that. Okay, now I have something that is really confusing for you. It's a video. It's part of the American English pronunciation course that I always utilize here in our sessions. I have it here. So we are going to listen or watch the video. We learn and then we repeat or imitate the speaker in the video. It has to do with the reduction. So it's a little bit challenging, okay? The reduction. So let's tackle that part here. I hope you enjoy it, inshallah, and find it beneficial. So let's start immediately. All we are going to do is just a second. Let me. Okay.
Welcome
Just
to
a second. Yeah. This is part, again, I'll say it again. This is part of
Welcome
the,
to lesson
sorry.
24.
Just a second. Yeah. This is lesson 24 of the American English pronunciation course. Okay. I choose you every now and then. I choose you one video and we tackle. We try to understand. We listen. We imitate. We practice and everything. That's how we learn features of pronunciation. So this today's lesson is about the reductions. It's not as easy as the pronunciation of the t sound or the 6 cases of the t sound that we tackled, I guess, 2 sessions before. This time it's challenging a little bit, so I want you to concentrate. And every time I'm going to repeat the part so that you acquire the pronunciation of this feature. Okay, so let's start immediately.
Of the American English pronunciation course. In today's and tomorrow's lessons, we're going to learn some of the pronunciation changes that occur in weak words in spoken English. This will help you not only with your pronunciation, but also with your listening. 2 examples of reductions that you probably already know are going to becomes gonna. I'm gonna take piano lessons. Want to becomes wanna. I wanna practice my English.
Just a second. So here, the first part here, going to becomes going
Gonna.
to become gonna.
Gonna.
Some people, I hear some people saying, I'm gonna to. Of course, this is not correct. So going to together are so they are reduced. Sorry, they are reduced into gonna. I'm gonna take piano lessons. Okay, and wanted to become wanna. This is in
Wanna.
connected speech. Okay, it's reduction. We reduce them together. Okay, so that they are easier and faster in connected speech. Okay, that's why we don't understand the English of the native speakers in movies, for example. We find it challenging to understand every word in separation because they are connected, they are reduced. Okay, so we have to tackle every part. I want somebody to read this part, number 1, having to do with going to and gonna, and this part having to do with want to and wanna. Okay, and the example, don't
Can I?
ask me, don't, yes, of course. Don't say you can see the screen because I have no solution for that. Okay, because I'm posing it. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna take piano lessons. I wanna practice my English.
Excellent. Do you need to listen to that again?
No.
No.
Can I?
No, it's okay.
Easy. Okay, go ahead. Who's going to share?
Can I?
Yes,
Yes,
sure. Yes,
me.
you can. Yes.
I'm gonna take piano lessons. I wanna practice my English.
Excellent. Okay, the third colleague of ours who was about to read. Go ahead.
I'm gonna take piano lessons. I wanna practice my English.
This is Miss A, of course, right? This is Miss
That's
A.
me.
Yes, I know from your voice. Thanks, Amalian, for that. Excellent. So let's move on to another part. Every part we'll listen carefully and repeat. Okay, this is how we acquire the accent.
Let's start there with reductions of the word to. Listen and repeat the practice sentences. Have to and has to become hafta and hasta. For example, I have to work on this project. It has to be finished by Friday.
Just a second. We are going to repeat that again, okay? We're here to listen and repeat. This is how we acquire the accent. And of course, understand the feature. So have to becomes hafta. Has to becomes hasta. Okay?
Have to and has to become hafta and hasta. For example, I have to work on this project. It has to be finished by Friday.
I need somebody to repeat that part, the 2 examples, having hafta and hasta. I have to work on
Can
this
I?
project. Sure, yeah.
I have to work on this project. It has to be finished by Friday.
Excellent. Who is going to share? Who else is going to share?
Okay, may I?
Can I?
Yes, sure. Yeah. May I? Who said may I? Go ahead.
Do I?
Yes.
Okay. I have to work on this project. It has to be finished by Friday.
Very good. Okay, who else?
Can I?
Can
May I?
The first one to say, can I? Go ahead.
Shayma.
Okay.
Miss Shayma, go ahead.
No. Okay.
I have to work on this project. It has to be finished by Friday.
Excellent. Thanks, Amelia, for that. Don't worry, we have many sentences and many other features of reduction here. Okay, everybody's going to share. Features of pronunciation are really fun, and you have to be acquainted with them because they facilitates understanding the listening part by authentic speakers or native speakers. Okay, they are really important here, not only for your own pronunciation, but for understanding the content by authentic speakers, okay, or native speakers, okay. I have to work on this project. It has to be finished by Friday. This is how we have to pronounce it. Let's move on to another part.
Wants to becomes wants to. Jim wants to get a haircut. Who wants to order a pizza?
Oh, of course, we're going to repeat that. Wants to becomes wants to. Wants to. Jim wants to get a haircut. Who wants to order pizza? We're going to listen to that from the native speaker here. Yes.
Who wants to order a pizza?
Sorry, not that. Earlier.
Comes wants to. Jim wants to get a haircut. Who wants to order a pizza?
Okay, who's going to share? I need new participations from our colleagues. So new people who haven't shared. Yes, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Jim wants to who wants to order a pizza.
Just a second. You are lagging. Okay, it's breaking. Your voice is breaking. It cuts off. It's cutting off. So again, please.
Okay. Jim wants to get a haircut. Who wants to order a pizza?
That was really close. Thanks a million for that. Wonderful. Another participant, another one of our colleagues, another colleague of ours.
Okay,
can I?
Yes.
May I?
Yes, sure. May I? May I? Who said may I?
Me Gheda.
Miss Gheda, go ahead.
Jim wants to yes. Jim wants to get a haircut. Who wants to order a pizza?
Wonderful. That was really close. Thanks a million for that. Okay, another participant,
Thanks.
another colleague of ours. Yeah.
Can I?
Sure.
Can
Yeah,
I?
sure. The first one to say, shall I guess?
Okay. Jim wants to get a haircut. Who wants to order pizza?
That was really fast. You're a native speaker, aren't you? Please read it again for us. Read it again for us.
Okay. Okay. Jim wants to get a haircut. Who wants to order pizza?
Oh my God. Who is the speaker?
Again?
Who is the speaker? The name,
It's
just the name. Dr. Mervat.
Mervat.
Of course, yeah. Thanks a million for
No,
that.
no, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor.
Okay, anyway. Okay, thanks a million for that.
I'm not a doctor, by the way. Miss
Okay, don't
Marwa, I'm
worry.
not a doctor.
Don't worry, even if you are not a doctor, no problem with it. We are all trainers. Okay, thanks. We have to be addressed doctor, wallah. We are trainers, we are educators, we have to be addressed doctors. Because we're all the time learning. And people who are all the time learning should be called doctor, by the way. Okay. Thanks a million for that. So he's going to share again. Jim wants to get a haircut. Wants to.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jim wants to get a haircut. Who wants to order a pizza?
Wonderful. Really wonderful. Wants to. Very good. Another part.
Here's one that's a bit more difficult. Wanted to becomes wanted a.
Oh my God.
I've always wanted to be a pilot. She wanted to learn how to sing.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Of course, you're going to repeat that many times. Wanted to becomes wanted. Wanted. I've always wanted to be a pilot. She wanted to learn how to sing, and this part, how to becomes how to sing. It's ta because it's the reduction, and it's da because in the American accent they use the flat T as we have tackled or discussed the two sessions before. So ta becomes da, flat T, okay? How to sing, okay? Not only how do you sing, how to sing, okay? So the reduction with the flat T together, okay? It's really challenging. Wanted to. I've always wanted to be a pilot. She wanted to learn how to sing. So we'll listen to it again. We're going to listen to it again and repeat.
To order a pizza.
Oh, the part. That's okay.
Here's one that's a bit more difficult. Wanted to becomes wanted a. I've always wanted to be a pilot. She wanted to learn how to sing.
She wanted to learn how to sing.
Okay, now for practice. Yeah, who's going to share?
I always wanted to be a pilot. She
Miss
wanted
Dice.
to learn how to sing.
Okay, Miss
Oh,
Dice
sorry.
repeating.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
I
we're
don't
here
know
to
that I
repeat.
have not
Wallahi.
muted.
Okay, so read it for us, please. Okay.
Okay, may I?
Sure.
Okay. I've always wanted to be a pilot. She wanted to learn how to sing.
Okay. Actually, we need to practice this part many times to be closer. Okay? Yes. So, who's going to try? Who's going to try this part? I'm going to try
Okay, may
too.
I?
Sure. Yeah.
May I?
Yes. Yeah.
I've
Sure.
always wanted to be a pilot. She wanted to learn how to sing.
Very good. Okay. Who is going to share again?
Can I?
Sure.
Okay. I've always wanted to be a pilot. She wanted to learn how to sing.
Okay, very good. So let's try again. Wanted. Mute yourselves, guys, please. Mute yourselves because we're having like a background noise. Okay, so wanted to becomes wanted. Wanted. Let's say it. Wanted. I've always wanted to be a pilot. She said so. I've always wanted to be a pilot. I've always wanted to be a pilot. She wanted to learn how to sing. She wanted to learn how to sing. Say it many times. She wanted to learn how to sing. I've always wanted to be a pilot. I've always wanted to be a pilot. She wanted to learn how to sing. She wanted to learn how to sing. We just imitate. We are Arabs. We are not speaking the English language as our mother tongue or the first language. It's hard, we know, but we just practice. And practice makes perfect. Okay, so practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. Let's move on to another part here.
She wanted to learn how to sing. Like to becomes like to. I like to listen to classical music. Would you like to go for a walk?
Just a second. Now, before we listen again, we have the verb and the preposition or the verb with that tool we are having. Like to becomes like to. Like to. The first sentence, I like to listen a classical music, or it is listen to, but it's pronounced as listen to. Listen to, and she omitted the ta. She even omitted the ta, kind of reduction, kind of not reduction actually. It's kind of elision. Elision means omission. We delete a consonant or certain letter or certain sound from the to make it faster and easier in pronunciation. I like to listen to classical music. 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 Classical music. Okay, very reduced. So the second one here, it's would you, but when you say would you, this is the next part. Would you say would ya? Would ya? Another feature of reduction, by the way. Would ya? Would you like to go for? It's not for. It's reduced into fur. Fur. So for becomes fur. Fur. prefer? We have many features here in that sentence. Would you like to go for a walk? 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 Let's listen again and repeat.
She wanted to learn how to sing. Like to becomes like to. I like to listen to classical music. Would you like to go for a walk?
Again.
She wanted to learn how to sing. Like to becomes like to. I like to listen to classical music. Would you like to go for a walk?
Now, time for practice. Who's going to share? It's challenging, we know, but we are just trying to do this.
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Can I?
Miss Samah, go ahead. Miss Samah, go ahead. Yeah.
Number one, I like to listen to classical music. I like to listen to classical music. Would you like to go for a walk? Would you like to
Okay.
go for a walk?
That was very close. Thanks a million for that. Who's going to share? Who else is going to share?
Can I? Can I?
Sure. Sure. Yeah. One, just one. And all the others are going to say, don't worry.
Okay, can I?
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. I like to listen to classical music. Would you like to go for a walk?
Okay. Very good.
Okay.
Very good. Yeah, that was really close. Thanks a million for that. Who else is going to share?
Can I?
Yeah.
I like to listen to classical music. Would you like to go for a walk?
Excellent. This is Miss A, right?
Yes, that's me.
Excellent. That was really close. Thanks a million for that. Okay. We had one colleague of ours who wanted to say. Also, I know her voice.
Okay. Can I?
Yes, yes, you miss. Go ahead.
I like to listen to classical music. Would you like to go for a walk?
Oh my God. Is it Mrs. Merva?
Yes. Yes, it is.
That was fast. Say it again. First, enjoy it, okay? To enjoy your pronunciation because you are a model.
Thank you. Thank you. I like to listen to classical music. Would you like to go for a walk?
Excellent, 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 excellent. That was perfect. Thanks a million for that. Okay, so let's move on to another part here.
Trying to becomes trying to.
My God.
Be quiet. I'm trying to study. He's trying to fix the computer.
Of course, we're going to listen to that part again. Don't worry. It's enjoyable. China is enjoyable, really. Yeah.
Trying to becomes trying to.
I know.
Be quiet. I'm trying to study. He's trying to fix the computer.
Okay, so as you see here, trying to, we are not pronouncing in the first place any word that is having the ing. We don't say trying. There is nothing called this, okay? It's the sound that is having the symbol like this. Okay, it's trying, 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 okay, trying. So trying to becomes trying, trying, trying. Be quiet, I'm trying to study. He's trying to fix the computer. Be quiet, I'm trying to study. He's trying to fix the computer. So let's listen again and repeat after that.
Trying to becomes trying to. Be quiet. I'm trying to study. He's trying to fix the computer.
Okay, now who's going to practice that? I need new participations.
May I?
Can I? Okay, new voices, please.
There is
Let's
no.
get. Okay,
Yes, can I?
let me share. Okay, Miss. Yeah, go ahead.
Be quiet. I'm trying to study. He's trying to fix a computer.
Wonderful. That was really close. Thanks a million for that. Okay, who's going to share again? One more participant
Okay,
here.
may I?
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Be quiet. I'm trying to study. He's trying to fix the computer.
Perfect. Thanks a million for that. That was really perfect. Thanks a million. Okay, anyone to try it?
Can I?
Can I?
Many kanais, والله. Okay, one of these kanais. Okay. Huh. Just one.
Okay.
Unmute and speak immediately. Okay, let me. Miss Nahid. Mrs. Nahid. Miss Nahid, you can try. Are you following us? Or this hand is an old hand?
Okay, I can start.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Be quiet. I'm trying to study. He's trying to fix the computer.
Very good. Wonderful. Thanks a million for that. Let's move on to another part here.
For more practice
No,
in
not that one.
reductions of the two
Okay.
and two, have you
Listen.
bought the tickets?
Just a second.
Often sounds like yeah in fast spoken English. Do you have the time? Have you bought the tickets? Will you get here by 8? Are you interested in sports? You never mentioned that. Make sure you bring a jacket.
Okay, that needs to be repeated actually.
Often sounds like to ta. The word you often sounds like ya in fast spoken English. Do you have the time? Have you bought the tickets? Will you get here by 8? Are you interested in sports? You never mentioned that. Make sure you bring a jacket.
Okay, how do you find this? So the you becomes yeah. Do you have the time? Have you bought the ticket? Will you get here by 8? Will you get here by 8? And she utilized the A, the glottal stop, the T, like the ah, coming from the glottal stop that we tackled 2 sessions, if you remember. Okay, are you interested in sports? You never mentioned that. Make sure sorry, I can see that. Make sure you bring the jacket. Make sure you bring a jacket. Make sure you bring a jacket. Okay, listen again and repeat.
To ta. The word you often sounds like ya in fast spoken English. Do you have the time? Have you bought the tickets? Will you get here by 8? Are you interested in sports? You never mentioned that. Make sure you bring a jacket.
Okay, now he's going to repeat that part. Of course, we're not going to tackle the whole video, not to keep you longer. Okay, some people are having some background noise. Let me check raised hands first. Who is that name? Who is that? Who is this colleague of ours? Miss Manar Saad. Miss Manar, are you following us? Miss Manar, it's a great honor having you today.
Excuse me.
Sorry?
May I speak, please?
Sure. Yes,
This
sure.
is my yes,
Mr.
Mr. Saber Abdel Hamid, but yes, Mr. Saber Abdel Hamid.
Mr. Sober, it's a great
But
honor having you today with us. Thanks a million for that. Don't worry, go ahead.
Thanks a lot.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Can I share?
Of course. Floor is yours.
Yes, okay. Do you have the time? Have you bought the tickets? Will you get here by 8? Are you interested in sports? You never mentioned that. Make sure.
You bring a
But
jacket.
the last
I'm
sentence,
sorry.
yes, last sentence.
Yeah, make sure
I
make
can't
sure you
get it.
bring. Yeah, me too. Make sure you bring a
You
jacket.
bring a jacket,
Make
yes.
make
Yes,
sure you
okay.
bring a
Make
jacket.
sure,
Okay. Yeah.
make sure you bring a jacket, yes.
Excellent.
But I
Thanks a
think
million
it
for
is yeah. I don't think it is yeah. It is you, but in first
in a fast
I
way.
think it
Yeah,
is you.
you
You
think
get
you
yes,
you think it's not you or yeah, it's the yeah sound with a schwa.
yes,
Yes, it's
yes,
very
yes. Sound with the
reduced.
schwa. Yes,
So you just say, do you have the time? Not do ya have the time? Do you have the time? Have you
yes,
bought the texts? Will you get, will you get, just yeah. I feel that myself, actually, I agree with you. I feel that is just yeah, not even yeah or you. Okay. Make sure you bring a
yes,
jacket. Make sure you bring a jacket very fast and very reduced, actually. It's just the yeah, okay, without any vowel sound, or even if it has a vowel sound, it has the schwa, which is the weakest vowel sound in English. Okay, that's what I feel myself, and good note you are making here. It's a good point you are making here, my dear colleague. Thanks a million for that.
thanks,
Okay, another
thanks a lot.
participant. You're welcome. Another colleague of ours. This is the last part we are going to tackle. I don't want to keep you longer. Okay, and then we're going to listen to the pop song again. I told you it's like a kind of remedy that you have to listen to twice a day. So we're going to enjoy it. Then we leave, but we are having a part for reflection. I will ask you in the chat box to write one word that you learned from today's lesson, a sentence, some feature of reduction, what resonated with you, what are your takeaways from today's lesson. So what we are going to say now, what we're going to do is as follows. We're going to only to practice this part, okay? Only this part. I will divide this video into two parts. The second part of the video, I'm going to tackle, inshallah, next session, not to keep you longer. This is one thing. The second thing is we're going to enjoy the song together and then write in the chat box some takeaways from today's session, whether a word, a sentence having the grammatical point, or even some feature of reduction, a sentence that has the feature of reduction of today. And we'll say goodbye to everybody. Okay? Not to keep you longer. I know some people have been fast today, so maybe some people are tired. I'm tired too, actually. So let's practice this part. Who is going to share?
Okay, can I?
Yes, sure. The first one to say, can I? Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the time? Have you bought the tickets? Will you get here by 8? Are you interested in sports?
Yeah.
You never mentioned that. Make sure you get it. Sorry, I come
Bring. Make sure you bring a jacket. Bring a
Make
jacket.
sure you bring. Make sure you bring a jacket.
Okay. Make sure you bring a jacket. Make sure you bring a jacket. Make sure you bring a. Excellent. Thanks a million for that. Who is going to share again?
Can I? Can I?
I can.
You can, of course. One of our colleagues. Okay, just a second. Is it Miss Shayma? Miss Nasreen. Where is Miss Nasreen? So Miss Nasreen and Miss Shayma. Miss Nasreen and Miss
I'm
Shayma.
here.
Just a second. Just a
I'm
second.
here.
Miss Shayma. They are in
Yes,
order here.
fine.
Miss Shayma, then Miss Shireen, then Miss Nasreen. Okay? Miss Shayma, then Miss Shireen, then Miss
Yes.
Nasreen. Then we can go on if you would like to do this. Okay. Miss Shayma first. Go ahead.
Do you have the time? Have you bought the tickets? Have you bought the tickets? Will you get here by 8? Are you interested in sports? You never mentioned that. Make sure you bring jacket.
Okay. Very good. So who is next?
Yes.
Miss Shireen.
Do you have the time? Have you bought the tickets? Will you get here by 8? Are you interested in sports? You never mentioned that. Make sure you bring a jacket.
Very good. Okay. Who is next?
Okay, it's me.
Yeah.
Do you have the time? Have you bought the tickets? Will you get here by 8? Are you interested in sports? You never mentioned that. Make sure you bring the jacket.
Very good. Now I want you to compare your performance with the performance of the native speaker. This is shadowing. Okay, shadowing technique or echoing techniques. You just listen, understand, repeat, reproduce, and then compare your performance with the performance of the native speaker. This is the shadowing technique or the echoing technique. It's wonderful for acquiring the accent. Let's listen again.
2. Ta. The word you often sounds like ya in fast spoken English. Do you have the time? Have you bought the tickets? Will you get here by 8? Are you interested in sports? You never mentioned that. Make sure you bring a jacket.
Wonderful. Really challenging and really fast and really sophisticated. So how do you see the video? Of course, this is part of the video. I don't want to keep you longer. I want you to enjoy it, but not to feel like you are stressed or something. Okay? So that's enough for today. I want you to enjoy this song together, the song that we are familiar with. This is the song. Every unit in this course has a specific related pop music song, okay, that tackles some of the vocabulary, expressions, pronunciation features of the unit itself, okay? So this is not an external song or additional song. It's part of the course. This is unit 2, pop, top-notch pop music song. It's entitled X-Ray of My Heart. I want you to watch this song. And again, I'll ask you, what's the problem with the speaker? What's the problem with the woman in this video? You know, people who were joining us during the last 4 sessions know the answer, and they answered me this question many times. But for others who are new, may watch and tell me the answer to this question. What's the problem exactly with the speaker here? This is the last thing we're going to do today, inshallah, in the session, before the reflection and before we say goodbye. Audible, is it? Isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. It's entitled X-Ray of My Heart. X-Ray of My Heart.
Thanks for fitting me in. This heart is killing me.
Ooh, that must hurt. Are you in a lot of pain?
Yes, I thought I'd better see someone right away.
It might be an emergency. Could you try to explain?
Give me something to keep me from falling apart. Doctor, won't you please take an x-ray of my heart? You know I'm here on business, and today I saw a guy.
Why don't you have a seat while I do some simple tests?
Thanks, as I was saying, he walked by without a word.
So that's what's bothering you. Just go home and get some rest.
Give me something to keep me from falling apart. Doctor, won't you please take an x-ray of my heart? The minute that I saw him, I felt weak in the knees.
Are you dizzy, short of breath? Does it hurt when you sneeze?
Yes, I have all those symptoms and a pain in my chest.
Well, love at first sight can have painful side effects.
Now I might not be able to go to work today. Could I get a prescription for some kind of medicine?
Well, let's have a look now. You might have to heal yourself, or try another treatment for the kind of pain you're in.
Give me something to keep me from falling apart. Doctor, won't you please take an x-ray of my heart?
So that was the song of today's session. I want you to pick one expression from this song that you weren't familiar with, new to you maybe. And the other question of mine that is, what's the problem with the speaker? I don't need for answering this question. I need a colleague of ours who is new to our sessions, first time to join us. Okay, I need somebody to answer this question. What's the problem with the speaker, the woman, the singer? Does she, another question, does she have a problem with her heart that needs medical attention? Some medical case?
No, I don't. Can I
Yeah.
share, please?
No. Of course you
Uh,
can, Mr. Mr. You can.
Yes, I think this is a love problem.
Excellent.
This is
Actually,
yes, this is a love problem.
that's it.
She has
Actually,
no
yes.
disease at all.
Okay,
Yes.
so she needs a pre. What's the word here? She needs a pre. A pre.
Agree?
A pre what? She told the listener, please, doctor, I need an X-ray of my heart. Give me some pre. What's this word? This noun?
Prescription.
Give me some pre.
Prescription. Prescription. Prescription.
A
روشتة.
prescription.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yes, yes.
yeah, very good. To keep hair from falling what? From falling
Apart.
Falling
apart.
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 Falling
Apart.
apart. Falling apart. This
Yes.
expression. What does this expression mean? Falling apart.
Collapse.
Excellent.
Collapsing,
Excellent.
yes.
To fall to pieces. Okay. To fall to pieces. To collapse. تنهار. Okay. Very good. And what's the meaning of the expression fitting me in? Fitting me. Thanks for fitting me in. This was included in. We studied it in last session, if you remember. Fit me in.
Yeah.
Fit somebody in. Fit somebody in.
You are in.
Getting an
Suits you
You
and
appointment.
give me an appointment.
Giving me an
Yes.
appointment to see the doctor for him to examine
Yeah.
me or have write me a prescription or something. Okay, so thanks for fitting me in. يعني شكرا انك حجزت لي الكشف او you found an you made me an appointment with the doctor or physician. Wonderful. Okay, now I want you to write in the chat box one word or expression, an example. For example, maybe having the grammatical point of today, the must, followed by the base form of the verb, whatever example, or even a word that is new to you. Let me hide this first. Okay, let me share the screen of the Teams itself. Write in the chat box what resonated from today's lesson. What are your takeaways from today's lesson, from today's session? So let me check the chat box. Anything that resonated with you, I mean the takeaways of today's session. Write in the chat box anything that you learned from today's session before we leave, because I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. Huh.
We can't write in the chat box.
You can
not
try it. The
available.
people, okay, people who can try it, go ahead and use the mic. People who can write, I'll read their contributions. So Miss Dua said EKG. Miss Ghaida said an electrocardiogram. That was really special word of today. Wonderful. Okay. And EKG. Okay, sometimes they call it ECG. So physicians call it EKG or ECG, referring to electrocardiograms. Wonderful. What else? Anything you remember from today's lesson? Even if you remember the reduction features. Which reduction features do you remember, for example? Write in the chat box, or somebody wants to say something. I see that our colleague, Dr. Mervet says wanna. Wonderful. Very good. Refers to want to, gonna.
Dia. Dia.
Wanted. Ms. Ghaida says wanted. Want to. Excellent. Or wanted to. Very good. Miss Nisreen, did you say something? Or it was
Dia.
Miss Shayma? Sorry?
Dia. Dia. Dia like.
Sorry.
Dia.
Like what? I can't understand it.
Do you? Yeah. Do you became dia? Dia.
Yeah. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Do you know that? For example, very good, wonderful.
Yeah.
Miss Amal says, yeah. Miss Ghada says Traya or Trina. Okay. So Miss Amal, EKG, electrocardiogram, Hasta, wonderful. Wujja, very good, Miss Ghada. Thanks a million. Okay. It was a very fruitful, interesting session. Okay, thanks a million for that. It couldn't have been done without you, by the way. Okay, it's wonderful because you are in. Thank you so much. You are welcome. I can't thank you. I can't thank you enough. Today I've learned prescription, EKG, China. Thanks a million for that. That's all for today, my dear colleagues, my dear brothers and sisters. We are here to learn from one another. So thanks for today. See you next time, inshallah. I have to say goodbye to everybody. Good night. Have a nice night. If you have anything to say, unmute and speak immediately. If nothing, you can just go. Okay? You can just leave. Good night, everybody. Have a
Thank you so
wonderful
much. Bye
night.
bye.
Good night,
You're
Miss
welcome.
Marwa.
I
Good night,
have to
You're
go.
everyone.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Good night.
I have
Good night. Good night. Good night. Let me stop the recording. You can leave now. Bye bye.